Action. Welcome back, Exceptional Anecdote My Siblingers, since that's what we're doing now with our people who listen to these shows.
Erdman.
Nah, you're asking too much there.
Yeah,
there has
maybe,
to be
maybe.
people
You're right.
to
Hey!
be an Erdmana.
Fine.
Just
Even my lizard just huffed and puffed at me like, wow, that was lame, Anthony.
yeah. Even your lizard is not an Erdmana.
I am not amused. Be mused or see mused.
Now, welcome back, everybody. This is episode 11. And we're going to party like it's 1990. What is it? 1932. Since, Nazis are back, everybody.
Oh, okay. I was sitting there like, all right, where's this going here?
You
what
like
are we
that?
doing?
You like that? I play it. No, I feel like as responsible adults, we should, talk about what happened in old Charlottesville.
So I know limited because I catch a few things here and there on Reddit, but I really didn't do any research.
Your life is predominantly television shows and video games.
I'm okay with that.
And I basically live on social media and those things that you do as well. But I have a healthy balance between the two where your life is predominantly television shows.
And lizards.
No, you're like that dude from the Truman Show in the bathtub. That's just like your life.
I actually never saw that movie.
Wow, why am I doing this show with you?
Right?
Yeah, dude. Why am I doing the show with you?
I don't know. We're
11
episodes in. We still have no idea.
Jesus Christ. Anyway, so what happened in Charlottesville is, for lack of a better term, and a term that's used quite a bit to describe it, is just disgusting. The fact that we live in this day and age and things like this still exist is fucking mind-boggling. But it's not shocking that racism exists. That's pretty well known. But the fact that there's still people who think that they can act this way in public and be the way that they are in this situation is fucking mind-numbing, because there's no place for that in today's society, and people like that cannot be allowed to run amok and do the things that they did.
Hang on. So while I'm flossing my teeth, can you go ahead and let me know what's actually going on?
I like how you literally you didn't even need to bring in the flossing thing. You could have just asked me to tell you. All right, so now, because that's all they're going to have in their head now as I'm explaining all this. Like, yeah, this shit was horrible, but I wonder what Erdman's doing with his teeth right now. Anyway, so in Charlottesville, Virginia, the local government had determined that they were going to remove the statue of Robert E. Lee, famous Confederate general, who, obviously, if you knew anything from your history classes in elementary school, Robert E. Lee is
was
a
that
bad
South
guy,
right?
I don't know where the hell the Australian accent came from.
Actually,
but yes.
I don't know.
Robert E. Lee, bad guy. Confederate Army, bad dudes. Believed in bad things, including slavery, which is a fucking horrible thing. So the city of Charlottesville was like, hey,
wait.
maybe...
I thought slavery was a good thing.
Are you retarded? Jesus Christ. Anyway, so they wanted to get rid of a statue that, hey, represents like a really fucked up time in history. So let's, ixnay on the statue A. And apparently a bunch of alt-right
Someone is knocking on my window.
Do you have
your lizard? Yeah, I have my lizard. Don't worry. Thanks.
Erdman just has random people walk up to his house and ask him about his lizard.
Random people just come over and they're like, hey, do you have your lizard?
Got your lizard, man? Your lizard must live a very promiscuous lifestyle. Anyway.
That's actually our future guest that's going to be appearing on the second half of the show. So
that's hilarious. Anyway, it would have been much funnier if it would have just been a random person.
That would have been really weird.
You should have just left it where it was. Anyway, so a number of alt-right groups, white supremacist groups, Nazi groups, heard about this and decided that they were all going to, quote, unite the right, to protest the removal of this statue, which they did. They did show up. They were protesting it, but the manner in which they did it led to some horrible things taking place. First of all, they showed up, or they arrived. That's showed up as such poor grammar. I'm sorry. They arrived in Charlottesville dressed in paramilitary gear.
Jeez.
A lot of them, decked the fuck out in "Make America Great Again" hats.
I did see all the
They were
flags and the Nazi
a lot of
shit.
a lot of Nazi flags, a lot of Confederate flags, a lot of tiki torches, which I thought was counterintuitive to their argument because it makes no fucking sense. Tiki torches, not a white guy thing, but hey, white guys carrying them. They were shouting things like "White Lives Matter." Okay.
Wow.
They were shouting "White is right," "Unite the right."
God, these people are stupid.
Shouting KKK things. They were doing Nazi hand gestures, KKK hand gestures, which is just a slight difference in elevation, mind you. So Nazi high up, KKK forward, and the thumb is bent in. That's literally, I actually read that someone was like, it's not a Nazi thing. It's like, okay, that makes it better that it's not a Nazi thing. It's still a fucking horrible group of people. So people literally dressed in KKK garments. People dressed like Nazis, people with Hitler stashes. I mean, the whole nine. The worst kind of fucking racist white pieces of shit you can imagine were there. And they had one intention, let me rephrase that. They came off, or they made it verbal that they had one intention, which was to protest the Robert E. Lee thing. But it was very clear by their mannerisms, by their actions, by their gear. They were wanting violence. They were welcoming it. And where there's smoke, there's fire. A large group of, anti-protesters, which is the label for these people, because they literally have no other label. They were people there protesting against what the original groups were there for, which was
anti-protesting protesters.
Well, something like that. But a lot of fights broke out. And a lot of people got hurt, a lot of people got injured. But one specific event, one of the white supremacist groups had a member who drove his Dodge Mustang through a crowd of people and killed Heather Heyer, who was an anti-protester, someone there to say, hey, you guys are wrong. What you believe in is wrong. And she wasn't wrong in what she was saying, because they were horrible individuals. Everybody that was there saying the horrible racist shit that they were saying, even being there for that statue is wrong in my eyes, because what that man represents is not the South. It's a representation of slavery and a Confederate army who fought to keep themselves separate from a government that believed in freedom, separate from a government that believed that all men were created equal. And that alone made everything that they were doing in Charlottesville wrong.
Chris,
and
Chris, I'm against protesting, but I don't know how to show it.
Whisper. I don't know. No. So yeah. There were two police officers who died in a plane crash, trying to kind of monitor the situation. Their helicopter went down and they died. So if that wasn't already a horrible
how'd the
fucking
plane
thing,
go down?
Malfunctions. I don't know. A helicopter, by the way. And
sorry.
on top of all the horrible shit that happened over the last weekend, which, by the way, I'm sure if you listen to this, like, Jesus Christ, we've already talked. Like, I get that, but our show gets recorded on Friday. This thing happened last Friday and then went through the weekend, and we didn't get to talk about it, so we're talking about it now. And I cannot have a forum like this and not talk about it. But on top of all of the horrible shit that happened, we had a president that within 48 hours of the events happening would not come out and say, I don't know how to word this, but basically tell the groups, the white supremacist groups and the neo-Nazi groups, all these other horrible fucking people there, that they were wrong, that what they believe in is wrong, and all this other shit. He didn't come out and say the violence they caused was wrong. He just said that horrible things took place, and that's it. Nothing. He said nothing to reprimand the people that were causing the drama. And I'm talking about the white supremacists. I'm not talking about the anti-protesters, because if you showed up in my town spouting off racist shit and then I reacted to it, I am not getting reprimanded. I am defending my family, my country, the people that I care about. So they didn't deserve to be reprimanded. But the people who came to start shit, they're the reprimanded. And then Trump had a second speech to defend his first speech, where he said that there were, quote, many sides at wrong.
Oh, wow.
And he even went so far as to say, if you look, he goes, because I watched more. Huh? No, you're good.
Okay.
He said, if you watched it, which you didn't watch it as well as I did. That's his fucking thing, which, by the way, I cannot fucking stand when he does that. He's like, oh, I know way more than you do. Why? Because you're the president and you can say shit like that. And of course you know more than we do because you're the fucking president. But he's like, watching it, it looks like the anti-protesters are the ones who started it first. Like,
wait. So he's actually trying to defend?
He defended him. Yeah.
Oh, God.
He defended him. And defended the reason that they were there as well. That they were there to which, yeah, they have the right to protest, but let's be realistic on the reason why they were protesting. Yeah, there's people who are allowed to protest that there shouldn't be dogs in this country. That doesn't mean it's an okay thing to protest, because first of all, there's way too many dogs and way too many people that love dogs, and you were never going to get anywhere with that. But in this situation,
there's also way too many people. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
But we can't go around and protest. Fuck people. No lives matter.
And for there to be a group of people that went to a city to basically say this country needs to be whiter, and for him not to immediately go, you are all wrong. You're wrong for what you're doing. You're wrong for how you're approaching your beliefs. We can't stop you from having an opinion, but we can stop you from spouting it off in public.
In all
and
fairness,
offending
yes,
people.
You have a right to protest, but we have the right to say that what you're fucking doing is terrible, horrible, makes no sense.
And he didn't, and he defended him, and he even went. This is an actual quote. He said that they were there to protest the taking down of the Robert E. Lee statue. He goes, I heard that next is a statue of some motherfucking guy. And then he goes, who's next? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington?
Wait, what?
So it's almost like he's with. What? I'm not, dude, you can look it up. I'm not paraphrasing. I'm verbatim. He followed up. He announced that he had heard another statue was being taken down after Robert E. Lee, and then followed up and said, who's next? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington?
So he's basically comparing Robert E. Lee to actually
he's saying
great people.
that they're that important to American history, which they aren't. They're not. they if anything, thanks for surrendering in a war that you had no fucking reason to start, and you were wrong in your motives. But no, they have nowhere near the importance of this country as a man who wrote the Declaration of Independence, and the man who was the first president of this country. And for him to make that fucking comparison is vomit-inducing. And again, this is what the people who voted for him.
I voted for him, but that's just absolutely fucking ignorant and stupid.
This is exactly what I knew was going to happen. He doesn't know how to shut his fucking mouth. He's 70+ years old.
He's really
he
bad
is
at
an
that.
idiot.
He needs to get off of Twitter, dude. He's a president. He can't.
Oh no! This was a press conference.
Oh no, I just mean in general,
Yeah, and by the way, he was rude to the reporters. He kept calling them fake news. He kept calling them this, that, and the other thing. He kept interrupting people during questions. He's a why is this a thing? Why is this guy a president? Because if any other president would have done that, it would have been a fucking shitstorm. But this guy gets away with it, and it's fucking sickening. But I didn't bring this shit up to talk about Trump. I brought this up because I want to make it abundantly clear. Anybody who lives in this country who believes that a certain race, a certain sexual orientation, a certain physical type of person does not deserve to be in this country and have the same exact rights as me or any other white person, white male specifically, you can go fuck yourself. And as one of my good buddies, Hoyt, used to say, you can start a shotgun if you're free. And I mean that. I mean that wholeheartedly. I don't care if that's violent. I don't care if that's aggressive. I am telling you to blow your fucking head off with a shotgun. And you know why I can say that? Because that freedom of speech that you use to horribly talk about people of other races and sexual orientation and genders and all that thing, I'm going to use to tell you to go fucking kill yourself. And I mean that wholeheartedly. And I apologize if there's anybody who's like, wow, man, he's fucking coming on strong. But someone needs to say this shit. because apparently our president is too afraid to reprimand people who do wrong in this country. So I'm not saying I'm the guy who does it, but I'm going to do it when I get an opportunity. And I hope that anyone listens to this feels the same way that I do. And if you don't, and if you believe the same things that those people believe, do me a favor, don't ever listen to our show again, because you're not the kind of person we want on our show.
Nope.
Or want to listen to our show. So fuck you all. Have a nice day. Erdman, what do you think? I just need to get that out, man. I've been holding that
just
in.
Reminds me of. Did you ever read that article about the black man that gets KKK members to disavow by befriending them?
I've never heard of that. That's real?
I wondered if it was real. Here, let me say. Like, I just looked it up while you were talking.
Yeah.
And because I don't know if it's real.
While you're looking that up, I want to tell you something funny I saw on that kind of came up after the Charlottesville stuff and Trump's speech. He's like, is it North Korea? Am I right there?
That's the bad one. Yes, I think we've.
Yeah, North Korea, America thing. That whole back and forth of, he better watch his ass. Someone said, I don't know, that moment when you don't know whether to prepare for World War III or Civil War II.
You know, Jose brought up a very interesting point yesterday, and that is
social media guru.
The social media guru. By definition, we are technically still in the Korean War. They are still, because there was not, they didn't end the war. It was a ceasefire. So technically, if one ever attacks the other, and you see things like, oh no, there's another war in Korea, you can always just be like, no, it's kind of the same.
That's
same
part 2.
Yeah, it's just the sequel, guys. Don't worry about it.
Korean War, point 2, 1A.
Yeah. So this is what the article says. It looks like it might be real. How can you hate me if you don't even know me? Daryl Davis asks in the new documentary. Oh, so it is real. Accidental
It's a
courtesy.
Movie. Nice.
Yeah. So it says Daryl Davis, an accomplished keyboardist? Oh, the instrument. I was thinking like my computer. He's really good at typing,
electronic
guys.
keyboard or whatever.
He knows where A and B and 1 and 2 are. All right. Who has worked with Chuck Berry and Little Richard has quite the side interest. For the past few decades, the black musician, actor, and author has made it his mission to befriend people in hate groups like the Ku Klux. Isn't it Ku Klux Klan?
Ku Klux.
Fuck it.
Who the fuck cares?
Who cares? The triple K bitches.
The idiots. Yeah.
By calmly confronting them with the question, "How can you hate me if you don't even know me?" His question is the subject of the new document. And this, by the way, this isn't like a brand new. This was 2006. Well, it's pretty new. It was December of last year, but
relatively, yeah.
Yeah. The documentary "Accidental Courtesy," directed by, it doesn't matter. I don't care. I don't know his name. Though Davis's approach may seem dangerous, he has explained his logic. The most important thing I learned is that when you are actively learning about someone else, you are passively teaching them about yourself. Davis explained no, this person can't type. Davis explained to the podcast Love Plus Radio via The Atlantic. He added, give them a platform, you challenge them, but you don't challenge them rudely or violently. You do it politely and intelligently, and when you do things that way, chances are they will reciprocate and give you a platform. Let's see, 1993, after Davis played a gig in an all-white venue in Frederick, Maryland, an audience member approached him to compliment him on his piano playing. The two struck up a friendly conversation, and Davis was just surprised to discover that the man was a card-carrying member of the KKK. Through this man, David
They have fucking cards?
Yeah, dude, they're fucking weird. You should watch Drunk History and see what they used to do back
Hey,
in the day.
Dave. Did you say the N-word 10 times? Yep, punch your card.
Yeah, they used to
get a free hood.
They used to make passwords to open the door and stupid shit. Through this man, Davis got in touch with Roger Kelly, the former Imperial Wizard. That's right. That's what they're called, of the white supremacist organization. Over time, Kelly and Davis became close, and Kelly eventually quit the hate group. He no longer believes today what he said. Davis told, dude, this is like wonderful. And when he quit the Klan, he gave me his robe and hood, which is the robe of the Imperial Wizard.
So it's fair to say that whoever started the KKK was a big fan of Dungeons and
Oh
Dragons.
my god, dude, they were fucking weird. So literally, you need
Yeah.
to look this up. But there was an episode of Drunk History where they talked about how Superman defeated the KKK, and it was all about how they had Superman on the radio still, and it was just a radio show. And the guy that was doing it he infiltrated the KKK, and to destroy it, he would take the information he got, put it on this radio show, have Superman beat them, yes, but make them sound so retarded that people eventually started quitting because like it would embarrass their families and like their kids who they're trying to get into the whole group. They would just be like supporting Superman and thinking that the KKK was ridiculous and goofy and oh man, racism.
Fucking
Yeah.
God. This country, although has a lot of beautiful things to it, has probably some of not the darkest thing, because there's people in Africa just getting their fucking heads chopped off for being a different shade of
Yeah.
of brown, and that's fucking
Women
mind blowing.
being abused in
Yeah,
Middle Eastern
but I'm
countries.
not okay. Having racism in this country is horrible, but it's not. I get it. There's third world countries that have like genocides and shit, and I get that. But we're supposed to be the land of the free and home of the brave, and it's not. Land of the free to be a fucking piece of shit and brave because you went to Charlottesville and protested a fucking statue being taken down. And by the way, if you watch the footage of this, man, which I beg of you, because you need to get on my anger level, just YouTube what happened. And there's YouTube videos. No, I understand. There's YouTube videos just full of coverage and video and like cell phone videos of the fighting. And there was a woman who got punched by two grown fucking men. Wearing fucking baseball helmets, by the way.
Why?
Because they're a bunch of white nerdy motherfuckers. Like someone said, "Hey, bring your
maybe they're
paramilitary
wizards,
gear,"
bro.
And these guys are like, "I got my T-ball helmet." And it's, fuck you, you piece of shit. And and just the fucking worst, man. So if you get a chance, look that shit up, because you need to know this isn't like a one-off situation. And somebody said, Dave Chappelle said this in his comedy special, man. And
You're cutting out. You're cutting out. Come back to me. Come back, Christopher. Hello. We're all alone here, guys. We're having technical difficulties. Oh,
just bring me.
like
just
back.
edit it.
Right.
Edit it right here. Edit it right here. Right
nah,
here.
I did a whole
Seriously,
song and dance.
Edit it right here.
But then you won't hear my song.
Anyway, there was a part of the Dave Chappelle comedy special on Netflix, and it really rang true, where he talks about the fact that this day and age, we as people cannot be shocked anymore by what goes on in the world. Like when it happens, it doesn't impact us the way that like the Challenger blowing up impacted him. 9/11 was probably the last thing that happened where it was like, oh my fucking God, like we got scared
we all
as a nation. And since then, with Facebook and the news and all these outlets, you just see all the bad shit every single day, no matter what. And I mean all of it, like the drug dealers killing people, the fucking if a dog got shot down the street, you knew about it. Fuck, Harambe got shot and the world freaked out. Yeah. Like the world got offended. So it's hard for something like Charlottesville to truly impact people. But I can promise you I have not been impacted by anything the way that this has, because before Trump, these pieces of shit stayed in their little fucking hidey holes because they knew that shit would get their ass beat. But enough of them have come out of the woodwork when Trump got elected. They realized that there was enough of them that they could do this shit. And I'm not saying everybody that voted for Trump is a racist. Let me explain that thoroughly. But there is a huge portion of the population who did vote for him that are these fucking people who think that this man defends their actions, even if it's wrong, even if he says that, bad things happened. He will. They took that as him saying, mistakes were made, but hey, keep at it. I believe in your fucking cause. And if you don't believe me, look that shit up on the internet, because there's plenty of people who were at that fucking rally who then went on the internet and wrote fucking long posts about how Trump's speech came off to them as a sign to continue what they were doing. And I cannot fucking believe it, because it did. If you listen to it, if you listen to the things that he says, if you were someone in those shoes, those idiotic pieces of garbage shoes, you would believe that. You would believe that my president thinks that my racist fucking mindset is okay. And I should continue to spout off at the fucking faucet. And I miss the days when these little punk bitches would hide because they feared getting their ass beat. But now they're like, hey, if we're all in the same place, they can't kill us all. Mind you, none of them died. None of them were killed. Somebody might have got punched in the fucking face, but nobody died. But somebody who lived in Charlottesville who had to, or not, they didn't live in Charlottesville, but they came to Charlottesville to tell these fucking idiots to go home, basically, that they're wrong. She died. She was run over. Think about that. She went to a protest and got hit by a car. And that's the fucking country we live in. And it started with Trump. And people can be mad at me for that. And people can tell me I'm full of shit. But tell me when it started.
Well, the real
issue
Because
I promise you it didn't start with Obama.
Hang on. It's not even about the president. The fact of the matter is these people exist. It doesn't matter if they decided to out themselves.
Oh, they existed long before Trump became president. I'm not naive in thinking that.
Okay.
But they started believing that they could come out of the woodwork because that man was the president. That there was now no one who was going to stop them. And guess what? The president just proved them all right.
Exactly, and it really doesn't help that what he said. Yeah, I don't know. That just seems ridiculous that he would even think that that was okay. That's really disappointing because, like I said, I did vote for him, and I do like most of what he's
that's the kind of person he is. He is not a political individual. He is a fucking 70-year-old white man.
Yeah.
That is the problem. I'm not saying Hillary was the better choice. I'm not saying that. Don't correct me. But anything would have been better than what the fuck we're dealing with right now. Because it wasn't about who was in office. It's about what this country would do if he was in office. And everything that I foresaw, I'm not saying I saw this happening, but I saw, and it started with locally with us. We have some personal friends who have some beliefs that we don't follow, and I don't really associate with those people anymore. But you know, they would slip up and say some racist shit from time to time, and you'd let it go because you're like, fuck it. You're white. You can't yell at this person. You should, but you don't. And then this man gets elected president, and all of a sudden this person who privately said these things now posts it on their Facebook.
Yeah.
Now they spout it off in videos. And you're just like, I remember a time when you wouldn't say that shit ever. And now you can't stop yourself. And it's just
cough, Kevin.
Everybody
cough.
draw a line between A and B, and you tell me that A doesn't start with these people thinking that, or with A being Trump getting elected and B not ending up where we are now. You tell me where there's a disconnect, if there is one, because I don't see it. A led to B, period. And if I'm wrong, you can comment in the YouTube video. You can go to my Twitter page @_Irish2K. You can fucking let me have it, and I will respond to that. No, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people listening.
No, it just sounded
even
like
if it's 10 fucking people. If you do not believe me, I'm giving them places to come find me. If you do not believe me, I will gladly discuss it with you. And if you share the beliefs with the people that were in Charlottesville, please comment me. Please message me.
And then kill yourself.
Please hit me up. Because I will make you kill yourself verbally. I'll go to jail for it. I don't give a shit. Because people like you don't need to exist, and people like those people in Charlottesville don't need to exist.
Yeah.
And I hate that I'm so riled up, man. But that's what this does to people, good, honest American people who believe in morals and believe that this country is meant for all men and women, no matter what you are, what you believe in religiously. I don't care. If you're here legally, if you're here, even if you came here illegally, if you're taking the steps to become a legal citizen, you're here and you're welcome by me. That's my feelings on the whole issue, and I hope they keep taking these statues down because they're a representation of people who do not share the beliefs that this country was built on. And I hate that I'm over talking you, but this has been building for a fucking week, man.
I have a
and
tummy
I'm
ache
finally
today.
getting to talk about it.
Today, Feeler and I and Jose went to Wendy's, and I got food. And lately, I haven't been eating a lot. I don't know. Typically, I don't eat a lot. Like, I'll have one meal a day, and it'll be sprawled out throughout the entire day. So I'm sitting there, and Feeler's giving me this look. Like, finally, he goes, "Eat your fucking food, Anthony. Eat your goddamn food." And I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just not hungry. Like, I'll wait till I get home. And finally, he
You're
goes,
you're fucking weird, man.
he finally goes, "You cannot leave this table until you eat your entire meal."
Wow.
And now
you got parented, bro.
I know.
You got parented.
But now I got this like horrible stomach ache, and I regret everything.
Oh,
It's my tummy.
oh Pepto-Bismol, bitch. Anyway, no, I appreciate you letting me get that out, man, and I appreciate you giving the points that you gave. But yeah, just I hope that was the last time this happened. But my gut's telling me that we're in for a very long 2017.
Depends on how many statues are left, I guess.
Well, there's some in Lexington. There's some there's some all over the South, and if these local governments continue to put their foot down and say, nah, these got to go, then this is going to keep happening, and there's going to be more deaths, and there's going to be more opportunities for Trump to put his fucking foot in his mouth. And I hope that somebody in D.C. puts forth the effort to just get this motherfucker out of office. I don't even care if Mike Pence is president. I know he's got some fucked up views on some things, but anything is better than what the fuck we're dealing with. I'd rather have a politician in a political fucking position than what the fuck we're dealing with.
We should elect my lizard to be the next president.
President Buddy! Just like twitches his eye at the fucking mic,
and
the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah, President Buddy, what do you think on the social injustices of yada yada? And he just does this like licking lips, and they're like, "Oh my god! Oh my god!"
What is your view on foreign affairs? Eats cockroach.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What an amazing opinion.
Wait.
What an amazing opinion.
So what you're saying, Buddy, is that you're the metaphorical America, and that we should be crushing
the cockroaches.
Yeah.
Per Tony Montana.
Oh god.
That's a weird turn.
Yes. Well, at least we're not talking about cannibalism today.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
People eating people.
Yeah. So, I think my food's finally digesting.
There you go.
Oh, thank God.
Little baby.
I know. So,
fucking swear to God.
Let's see. Maybe we'll. Oh, Morty.
Oh God, he's turning into Rick.
I keep burping, Morty. So I think we're gonna bring in our guest here pretty soon. Actually, do you hear that?
Oh, yeah.
I think it's happening again. It's happening.
Speaking of assholes,
it's the happening. All right, guys. I guess we'll be back after this wonderful message. Every 30 seconds, an attention-seeking megalomaniac sends at least 5 photos of their pets to unsuspecting innocent bystanders. These people are forced to deal with the unrelenting irritation of having to stare at what might be the most awkward photos of animals known to mankind. They're left with a sense of sadness and guilt. Sadness for their eyes having to constantly receive these horrendous photos, and guilt in not being able to tell the sender to dip their mobile device in a vat of acid. Hello, my name is Anthony Erdman, and today I've come to you along with PAPS, People Against Pet Selfies, to put an end to this suffering. For only the amount of time it takes to unfriend one person, we ask that you seek these monsters out and unfriend them. Every contribution goes towards PAP's efforts to ending these frustrating and unnecessary actions. Go to the PAP's website to make your donation today, and together we can make everyone's DMs a little less pet-filled. Ad paid for and created by LucriCorp. And welcome back to Exceptional Anecdote My Sibling, episode 11, after the stupid ad. Guess we're having some troubles with our guests, so we're just not going to
I kind of liked that ad. Just gonna say, wasn't the worst one.
It wasn't bad.
Thought that artist had some. Anyway,
beautiful singers.
Oh yeah, well, singer,
Well,
It's one.
I
It's one.
literally said it's a beautiful singer, so I'm not really sure what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Well, after trying to get our guest on here, I wouldn't be shocked if your brain was a little
I
off
might
because
have had
that
a
was
stroke.
stupid.
Yeah, that was really bad.
Anyway, hey, you know what? In honor of our guest, we're going to talk about the thing that he wanted to talk about.
I don't even want to unless you have something to say. I mean, he was the one that had all the information. Although,
What did you say?
uh, never mind. Let's talk about it. We were going to talk about some comedians, and he had one guy that in particular that he really wanted to talk about. But since he's not going to, I would really enjoy that you would find a video of Mitch Hedberg and just freaking watch it for finally, like after all the times I've said it,
For finally.
for finally. Yeah, I really do think I had a stroke during that whole thing.
Technology.
You may have to call my parents when this is
Been
over.
giving Hermanos strokes since 1990.
1917.
What numbers? No, no, I don't know who the fuck that is.
Well, it's one of the
Sure
he just had he died a while back. I mean, he had an overdose, but he has this humor
I was about
about
to say he
him.
sounds like a fine American.
I mean, he has this humor about him where like he'll just kind of say stuff, but the way he says it and how he words it is hilarious. Like they're almost like a bunch of little one-liners. Like when I said I'm against protesting, but I don't know how to show it. That's something he said. That's why I said it. It was in honor of him, and we were talking about protesting.
Oh, you
Yeah.
were calling out to a.
And then he had this other joke one time. He was like when he's walking with
Dude, he
his
looks
friend.
like you. He look.
No.
Yeah, if you had long hair and no beard,
Okay,
that would be. That's you.
Hang on. Well, that's great news. I just found out that I get to continue living here, which means no dealing with cocky. Oh, you know what? That's what I could tell you about, even though I've already told you, but I'd like to bring it up just on the podcast. So we're dealing with trying to move or figure out what the hell we're going to do because of the stupid house situation where our landlord was just like, I don't want to do this anymore, and he left, and like doesn't want us to live here anymore. However, we went over his head to go or behind his back, if you know what I'm saying. Office reference. And we talked to the uncle, not the uncle that owns the house, because he's kind of a sketchy dick, but the uncle who actually takes care of this place. Turns out we can stay living here. The rent will go up a little bit. By a little bit, I mean more than a little bit, but that's all right. Oh, and this is what I was going to say. We went and looked at another place today to weigh our options. Find out no pets allowed. No pets. Doesn't matter that it's a non-shedding, quiet, small lizard, which is just unacceptable. I will not have that. But what really pissed me off, Chris, are you here with me?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, okay.
Listening to you talk.
I'm sorry, I didn't know. Sometimes I need to be reminded that people hear me, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you sociopathic.
I know. But she used words like we're sketchy. How dare you say that to my face? And also, I gotta be like the most unsketchy person ever. I'm pretty friggin' honest. I don't look threatening. I'm very friendly.
Who was all at this meeting?
Me and Jose. And you know what? I tried to keep Jose. Okay, no offense, Jose. Excuse me. I was gonna keep him in the car and just do the whole, talk to him and this and that. But of course, Jose forgot to fill out certain information that we needed on the application. And I had to get him. Oh, burps. I had to get him in. And when they talked to him about his work, I immediately said, Jose is an amazing writer. But Jose likes to be creative. And he wrote down that he was how did he word it? Instead of just saying freelance writer, he wrote some ridiculous, content creator. Content creator. Tell me that's not stupid.
Jesus Christ.
Right? So, then they're asking about his income, and, I get paid in cash, so I don't have any pay stubs to give him or anything, and I think that's what she meant by sketchy, but how dare you use that word to my fucking face? You want to call and find out? The office is going to call and find out my credit. They're going to find out all the other stuff, and they're going to be impressed. So, excuse you, lady. Sorry that you're 78 years old and you're still like underemployed as a landlord or a manager. I mean, I don't even know, whatever you are. But it was really upsetting. And I think the main part that I just decided, no, we're not going to be here. First of all, it was in a busy area of the town. I mean, traffic, and it's not noisy, but I don't like all that traffic and all the cars and all the people that much. I like quiet. And even though I'm not quiet. And the fact that I couldn't own a lizard? A fucking lizard, dude. It's a lizard.
Yeah, that's stupid.
I mean, what's it gonna do? Is it gonna bark and wake up the kids downstairs? Buddy,
If anything, it would resolve infestations.
Buddy says he's gonna bark. You know what? Good. I hope you do. So yeah, Vlad was. That's why Vlad kept calling me. Is he found out that we can keep living.
Please don't leave the part where you answer a fucking phone call and talk to Vlad on the podcast.
I will not.
Because I will literally never be on this show again. Anyway. So the Mitch Hedberg thing.
Minutes. Yeah.
I read some information on there. He kind of reminds me of I forgot his name. He's an Italian comedian.
Is he like a one-liner?
Dimitri Martin.
Oh, yeah, a little bit.
He reminds me of him. You know, he had some of my favorite jokes, but I found a meme of the I'm against picketers, but I don't know how to express it or whatever.
There was something else he was saying like I was walking with my friend down the street, and sometimes when you're walking, you just say some insignificant shit in your head, and it comes out a little bit out of your mouth. But my friend kept asking, "What did you say?" So I ended up telling him, "That tree is really far away." And it's just like stupid shit like that. Like, I don't know. Or he'll try new jokes and he'll be like, "No, that was a terrible joke. I'm not using that one again." You know, like stuff like that. Just whatever. I don't know. You should definitely.
Dimitri Martin has jokes like that. Like the difference between a row of motorcycles and dominoes depends on how nearby the motorcycles owners are.
Oh my god.
Oh man. He had another joke where he was like, I really wanted to be really. He said I wanted to be really good at sports, but then I found out how cheap getting trophies made was.
Hang on, let me Mitch Hedberg best one-liners. I want to read some of these off if you don't mind. They are worth
That's what we'll do. You read Mitch Hedberg's one-liners.
And then
I'll read Dimitri Martin's.
All right. You got it.
He was one of my favorite comedians.
You got it. All right. I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Fuck. Okay. Some jokes are short and elegant, like a mathematical proof, or like a mathematical proof, or a midget in a ball gown.
Ready?
Yeah.
Dr. Scholl makes foot products, right? And he's a doctor, which means he went to school for a long time. But it doesn't take a lot to figure out that stepping on a cushion would be more comfortable. That fucker wasted lots of time at school. Because I would have brought that shit from... I would have bought that shit from a Mr. Scholl instead of a Dr. Scholl. Oh, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, wait, no. Here's the trophy. I did it wrong. I used to play sports. Then I realized you can buy trophies. Now I'm good at everything.
Oh, yeah! I remember that. Dude, I love that, yeah. The one commercial said, "Forget everything you knew about slipcovers." So I did, and it was a load off my mind. Then the commercial tried to sell slipcovers, but I didn't know what the fuck they were.
Oh, God. All right. If you have a pear-shaped body, you should not wear pear-colored clothes or act juicy.
I have no problem not listening to The Temptations, which is weird.
All right. The easiest time to add insult to injury is when you're signing somebody's cast.
I'm sick of following my dreams, man. I'm just gonna ask where they are, where they're going to hook up, and fuck, screw that up. We'll do it live. I'm sick of following my dreams, man. I'm just gonna ask where they're going and hook up with them later. Oh.
If I ever saw an amputee getting hanged, I'd probably just start calling out letters.
Wait. Oh God.
Hangman.
I've seen a human pyramid before. It was very unnecessary. I mean, that's it.
The worst time to have a heart attack is during a game of charades.
I like
heart attack. Heart attack.
I like refried beans. That's why I want to try fried beans, because maybe they're just as good and we're wasting time. Oh my God.
Oh God. All right. Saying I'm sorry is the same as saying I apologize, except at a funeral.
I apologize. I want to hang a map of the world in my house. Then I'm going to put pins into all the location I've traveled to. But first I'm going to have to travel to the top 2 corners of the map so it won't fall down. Did you not catch that?
One more time.
Okay. I want to hang a map of the world in my house. Then I'm going to put pins into all the locations I've traveled to. But first I'm going to have to travel to the 2 top corners of the map so it won't fall down. Oh.
This is relevant for you and I. When you have a fat friend, there are no seesaws, only catapults.
This one I love. Alcoholism is a disease, but it's like the only disease that you can get yelled at for having.
All right. Oh, Jesus. I want to make a puzzle that's 40,000 pieces. And when you finish it, it says, go outside.
I write jokes for a living, man. See, I said, who is screaming? Jesus.
I didn't hear anything.
No, I think that's Jose. I write jokes for a living, man. See, I sit in my hotel at night. I think of something that's funny, and then I get a pen and I write it down. Or if the pen's too far away, I have to convince myself that what I thought of ain't funny.
You lazy motherfucker. That's like the consensus of his jokes is like he's a lazy motherfucker.
Yeah.
All right. I'd like to play a video game where you help the people who were shot in all the other video games. I'd call it Really Busy Hospital.
Oh, that's good. I like escalators because an escalator can never break. It can only become stairs. There would never be an escalator temporarily out of order sign. Only an escalator temporarily stairs. Sorry for the convenience. Oh.
That's a good one. I like that. Hold on. All right. A life vest protects you from drowning, and a bulletproof vest protects you from getting shot, and a sweater vest protects you from pretty girls.
That's good. My belt holds up my pants, and my pants have belt loops that hold up my belt. What the fuck's really going on down there? Who's the real hero? Oh, shit.
Oh, God. Okay. A drunk driver is very dangerous. So is a drunk backseat driver if he's very persuasive.
Oh, here's a good one. Every book is a children's book if the kid can read.
I wrapped my Christmas presents early this year, but I used the wrong paper. Paper I used said happy birthday on it. I didn't want to waste it, so I just wrote Jesus on it.
Oh my God. Oh, here we go. I remixed the remix. It was back to normal. That's it.
All right. I wonder what the word dots looks like in Braille.
saw a commercial for an above-ground pool. It was 30 seconds long. You know why? Because it's the maximum amount of time that you can depict yourself having fun in an above-ground pool. Oh.
Oh god. Okay. A quick way to start a conversation is to say, "What's your favorite color?" A quick way to end a conversation is to say, "What's your favorite color?" Person.
I love this one. Is a hippopotamus or just a really cool opotamus? Like hip. Yeah.
Oh fuck, that's good. Employee of the month is a good example of how somebody can be both a winner and a loser at the same time.
Dude, okay, I think I just found one of my favorites. I forgot about this one. I think Bigfoot is blurry. That's the problem. It's a large, out-of-focus monster. Oh.
Oh god.
I got an ant farm. Them fellas didn't grow shit.
I got some new pajamas with pockets in them, which is great because before that I used to have to hold stuff when I slept.
I think that's my favorite one that you've read.
Oh god! All right, let me read another one.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was making pancakes the other day, and a fly flew in the kitchen. That's when I realized that a spatula is a lot like a fly swatter, and a crushed fly is a lot like a blueberry, and a roommate is a lot like a fly eater.
I don't own a watch because I want my arms to weigh the same. That's it? Yeah, that's it.
Oh god. A lot of people don't like bumper stickers. I don't mind bumper stickers. To me, a bumper sticker is a shortcut. It's like a little sign that says, "Hey, let's never hang out."
That sounds like something Jose would say.
Yeah. A little shout out to last week.
Yeah. This is the picketing one. I'm against picketing, but I don't know how to show it. I tried to walk into Target, but I missed.
I think it's interesting that cologne rhymes with alone. I already know. I keep a lighter in my back pocket at all times. I'm not a smoker. I just really like certain songs.
I bought a $7 pencil. Sorry, I bought a $7 pen because I always lose pens, and I got sick of not caring.
All right, last one from both of us. I'll start. You ready?
Oh no!
No. Hey, we got something big to talk
You're
about.
right. You're right.
All right.
I'm almost done though. I mean, the list isn't too much longer if I could bust through them. But go ahead.
I only have one. That's what I said almost.
You dick.
Sorry. I guess this was 22 funny jokes. Anyway, I was in a card store and there were these cards that said "Get well soon." Fuck that. Get well now.
A severed foot is the ultimate stocking stuffer. People say, Mitch, why'd you get into comedy? Were you funny? No, I was just good at holding ice cream cones. Wait, what? Wait,
what?
People say, Mitch, why'd you get into comedy? Were you funny? No, I was just good at holding ice cream cones. I don't get that one.
Read another one. Save it. Hurry.
If you're flammable and have legs, you are never blocking a fire exit. A dog is forever in the push-up position. That's true. I read last year that MTV's Real World got 40,000 applications. That's amazing, man. Such an even number. And then last one. My manager's cool. He gets concerned when he gets My manager's cool. He gets concerned. He says, Mitch, don't use liquor as a crutch. I can't use liquor as a crutch because the crutch helps me walk. Or a crutch helps me walk. And alcohol does not.
I thought he was going to say something about like a liquor bottle touch the ground from my armpit.
There was one joke that I wish they wrote. It was, you know what? If I remember it, I'll tell you. But it was one of my favorite ones. Anyway, so yeah, big news, big news that I think I've totally forgot about. But
Well,
today's
by the time this episode goes up, the show will have been out for 3 days. But today is the 18th for us,
yes,
and that means that on Netflix, The Defender is
yes,
out.
yes,
Woo!
right now.
I know
Actually,
what I'm doing when we stop recording this
I
shit.
literally was gonna say that. Yep.
Yep,
I
I'm
I
going in the other
really
room with my wife and my children, and we're gonna watch Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and the Iron Fist beat the shit out of Susan Sarandon's peoples. I don't know who.
not Susan Sarandon, dude. That's Sigourney Weaver.
Sigourney Weaver. Wow.
Susan
It was
Sarandon.
too many S's.
Isn't she a fucking singer or something? Oh my
Susan
god.
Sarandon. No, she's
No, she's an actress. You're right. She's older.
an
but,
actress. Sigourney Weaver. Fine. Sigourney Weaver. My bad. Sigourney Weaver.
Yeah.
By the way,
Yep.
kind of attractive. Old,
Sigourney
but
Weaver's always
attractive.
been attractive.
Right?
In a weird way. Like she's kind of butch, but not
Leave
too
her alone,
butch.
you bitch. That the line?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aliens.
By the way, she
Second
might
one.
be the only person who's ever like cursed at like an alien or a monster. And,
No!
and like
What?
I believed the
Oh,
the
yeah.
moment. You know what I mean? Like there's like other ones that were like,
Like
what up,
you one
motherfucker?
ugly son of a
Oh, never mind. That's a close second. You ugly son of a bitch. Yeah.
You are
But
one.
I like leave her alone, you bitch.
Yeah.
Chick fight.
I really
Anyway.
hope that the Punisher is in it. I have a bad feeling that he won't
People
be.
tell me he is. People already said he is.
Excellent. Excellent.
Yeah, so
I think
don't know
that's-
what episode, don't know when, don't know why, don't know if it's like he walks in the background for 2 seconds.
He just
or
shoots someone and then walks away. You know.
he's like getting a hot dog behind.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
what's up? Just walks out.
Yeah, I remember.
No, that'd be great. I hope Stan Lee's cameo is something dope too.
Is he making a cameo?
He makes a cameo in every one of them.
I thought that he did he?
No, yeah, he did it. He's been in every single one.
Okay, I remember him.
Not
in
every
Luke
episode,
Cage.
but he's been in every series so far.
I'm trying to remember when was he in Iron Fist?
I think he was like a newspaper salesman or
It's like
something.
he's
along
always a
those-
fucking newspaper salesman.
It's like a random guy. It's
Yeah,
just a random guy.
And he has like one line, like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah." He said something like, "Nice outfit" or something like that to Daredevil, right? Or one of them.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. Yeah.
I don't remember either way.
But
That's
yeah.
how I think about that.
So I think the next show we're gonna get from him is The Punisher, right?
Yeah, after Defenders will be Punisher, I think in November,
Okay.
and then in 2018 we get like season 2 Luke Cage,
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones,
Daredevil.
season 2,
We
which
gotta
by
wait
the way,
longest, which sucks.
by the way, photos released. Fucking the guy, the Doctor Who guy, what's his name?
Oh,
David-
the purple man or whatever.
David-
David
what's
Tennant.
his name?
David Tennant.
David Tennant is in season 2 Jessica Jones.
So he's
but
not dead?
They think he is a vision. They think he's like this haunting vision that every time she's out, she sees him and he interacts with her. But other people don't see him. Obviously, it's just something in her
Okay.
fucking head where she sees him. And a lot of people
Purple
think it
Man,
has to
right?
do with his
Purple
powers.
Man?
Yeah, Purple Man. Yeah,
Stupid name.
I think he actually has a name though. Yeah,
I typed
I think it's
in,
just
I
the
typed in Purple Man.
Purple Man. He's lost some weight, man. You see the pictures. He's lost some weight.
I mean, he was never
He's
big
fit.
or anything, but yeah, he looks
No,
good.
he's like skinny as fuck now.
Yeah.
But anyway, everybody, do us a favor. We're gonna. I think we should end the show here. That was a great second
Yeah.
half of the show, by the way. Jokes, good comedy, and then just some
Absolutely.
exciting shit. What? Okay, let me ask you this: a character will die. Let's just be honest. Let's just say someone dies in this series, in this season 1.
You
of
think
Defenders.
it's gonna be Rosario
I
Dawson?
think it's Rosario Dawson's character.
I
Claire.
think that's bullshit because she's too high paid of an actress.
Well, dude, that's the point. She could get work anywhere, but I think she dies in this first season. Who do you? Someone. I'm saying someone
Okay,
does.
if
die.
someone
on
would
that
die-
precedence, yeah.
I mean, it's really just. Oh, okay. Maybe one of the two friends of.
Let's do this. Let's do
Daredevil?
this. This makes it easier. It makes it easier. One good guy dies. One bad guy dies. Who is it?
Okay.
Male or female? One good guy. Mine's Claire, and then I'll say my bad guy after you say you're a good person.
Oof. What's the name of? Fuck. I don't even remember Daredevil's real name again. What's his name again?
Matt Murdock.
Matt Murdock. What's Matt Murdock's friend's name?
The
guy.
the blonde dude, Fuzzy or whatever, Fozzie.
It's been a while.
Like it's the Muppets. I remember because it was a Muppets thing. Fuzzy or Fozzie or Fozzie.
Wait, I guess I could just look it up. Matt Murdock's friend.
BFF.
Oh, Foggy Nelson.
Foggy.
Yeah. I think
what's funny is if you look at the Ben Affleck movie, the actor who played him in the Ben Affleck Daredevil, I think he died. He's the actor from Hunger Games and
oh
shit. Who
Foggy
played him in the
Nelson, what's the actor's name again?
Just put Daredevil, Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck. That's Ben Affleck. It is here we go.
John Favreau played Foggy Nelson.
Oh shit! I don't even remember that. I love John Favreau.
Yeah, he played his best friend, and then in the TV show, he's played by what's his fucking face?
I have no idea who that guy is.
He was the kid from Mighty Ducks.
Oh my god!
He was the Slapshot guy.
Oh wow!
You didn't know that?
No. So bad guy. Who
Eldon Henson. He played in Mighty Ducks.
Eldon Henson. So
he was one of the Bruiser brothers or Crash brothers.
Here he is. You know, after you look at it, you're right. Like, it totally, yeah.
Yeah, you see the kid. Yeah. Anyway.
Who do you think?
So you think Foggy is dead?
Okay. I think if they're willing to kill off a good character, he has the least to do in the main storyline, and it would maybe even be a story arc for Daredevil. Like, okay, now I'm pissed. Fuck you. I'm gonna beat the shit out of you even more. I don't know. What do you think, Bub? What do you think?
Kingpin.
So, I wanted to say Kingpin because he's like the primary villain in... First of all, wait. Is he going to be in the Defenders?
Yeah. They're saying he'll make his comeback.
Great. I don't think they'll kill him because he's too big of a villain. Like, he's one of those significant, like, I'm your main fucking enemy.
Yeah, but there's been 2 seasons of Daredevil. And if he wraps up his storyline, I mean, he went to jail. He's about to get out. It's like... What's next? You can't. I mean, he can get back into the game, but I feel like he gets killed.
It's like there's not a lot left for him, maybe.
Yeah. Plus, the actor's kind of getting up there in age. I don't know, man. This is me.
He's in Oz.
Who do you think?
The TV show. He's a big motherfucking guy, dude.
I'll give you if it's not him. It's yours. I don't want to steal.
Electra's actually not bad. I think she'll start bad and then end up good.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, okay, Sigourney Weaver, maybe. Or they'll just get her arrested. I don't know. I don't think
Sigourney Weaver's character dies?
I don't think any of the villains will die, actually.
I do. I do. This has been a culmination of 4 different shows coming together to make one.
Yeah, but
somebody's fucking dying on both sides. That's what I'm saying.
I hope it's not
Rosario
Dawson.
Could it be Gal?
Oh! Dude, I totally forgot about the hand.
She's old.
Dude, she could die. She's got some super ass strength, but
she's got some weird power, dude.
Yeah,
like the fucking Force.
I think that's definitely an option because she has started to become like prevalent and like she's not hiding anymore, and yeah, she might die. Yeah.
All right, there you go. That's our picks, people. Enjoy the fucking series. Next Friday we'll have watched everything. Let me ask you, a week later, do you think that's long enough to talk about the show? Yeah. Then fuck it. Next week, next Monday, listen to us. We're going to talk about the Defenders Season 1.
Hell yeah.
I know I'll be done with it. Me and my wife are going to watch the shit out of it.
I'll be done by tomorrow.
I won't, so shut your fucking mouth. Don't mess with me.
All
right, everybody. Thank you so much for listening to another episode. You guys are fucking awesome. 11 episodes. We're going to do 111. And then we'll do, as Sync would say, 10,000 more. That's realistic.
That's right.
Mr. Erdman, it's been an exceptional anecdote, my sibling.
Absolutely. Okay.
Fucking music!
Hit it.